Hi. This is, I think, a little closer than you want to get. Okay, so today I had some extra time. Came home early, and by extra time I came home early, I mean left my class, skipped 2 of my classes that I usually skip on Fridays, drove a little, got some Starbucks, and then just like drove extra long because I was really pumped and like my music, I was really feeling the music, so I just like drove for extra long. And I came home and I just had some extra time on my hands, so I was like, why don't I film a Q&A? How old do you think you'll be when you get married? That's a hard question, yo. Like, we got deep right away in the first one. Well, when I was little, I thought like 20 years old, and I'm 20 now. When you're little, it's just like everything seems so... One sec. Totally forgot about this. When you're little, everything just seems like so big, and when you're 12 and someone's 15, they seem so grown up. And so 20-year-olds seemed like they really had their life figured out. Only until I became this age that I figured out the big secret that no one does. But I guess I'll just let you know. How tall are you? I'm very tall. I think I'm around like 5'10"-ish, but I'm still shorter than my dad, so that's great. And even if I wear heels, he's still taller, so that's like... And whenever I see a person that's really tall, like around my height, I'm just like, yes, there are other tall people in this world. My people, come join me. Like, I was always the tallest in my class, always, like ever since I can remember, always in the back row, like peeking my head out. It's really hard because everyone's like, oh, I wish I was your height, like being tall is so beautiful, you just like prance around, like be a model. I don't know, every like person I've encountered who has like said something about my height, they're always just like, I want to be that tall, I'm so jealous. And honestly, it's only like taken me until now to really like embrace my height, because everyone is always shorter than me, so I find myself like slumping, or like it's just hard when everyone is just different and you're like just like elevated. It's like, how's the view from up there, you know? And so I've always wanted to wear heels ever since I was a kid, but it was just so hard to like wear heels and be 8 feet tall. So I've definitely learned to embrace it. I'm just like, you know what, whatever, I want to wear heels and it looks pretty, so I'm just gonna do it. And I've like kind of learned to like keep my back straight, and it's like the simplest thing ever, but it's so hard, you know. And I feel like I've had like problems in the past with that, and so I just learned to embrace it, because you can't do anything with it. Like, this is the body that you're given, this is who you are, and so you might as well just, you can't change it. It should be something like seen as a strength instead of a weakness, because first of all, when I go shopping and there's like a cute old grandma, she always like there's just like always people who ask me like, oh, can you like reach up there, like the cereal box or something. For my grandma, like she always asks me to reach stuff from the higher cupboards. When you're like in a crowd, you can like direct yourself more easily, so you just have to think of the positive and the benefits, because that's all you can do. Do you know a hoarder? I am a hoarder. You should see my room like outside this camera angle. I still have my suitcase there, not unpacked, from last week when I went away with my friends to like this weekend getaway, like in up north. I was just gone for 2 days and I packed a suitcase for like 3 months. Whew. But anyways, definitely I'm a hoarder. I don't know why. Sometimes it's just like I just can't be bothered to clean it up because I have other things in my mind that are like prioritized. But then other times, like, it's because everything is just so like, everything has like sentimental memory to me, even like the small things. So I still have like an empty perfume bottle, and it's just like chilling in my car from like 2 years ago, and it just like brings back memories every single time I smell it. So just like random things like that I just can't seem to let go of it, and I think that just describes me as a person in general. Like, what would you name your daughter if you had one? Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like names are really hard because every single name has like some sort of person in mind that you knew of. So for example, if I say like Natalie or something, I'll remember like a Natalie that I knew from elementary school, and so I feel like that makes it super hard to find names. I really like Emma because in Friends, Rachel named her daughter Emma, and I feel like that's such a beautiful name. But so far, it's just these things aren't on my mind, so I don't know. What was your favorite TV show when you were a child? Oh my gosh. Basically all the Disney Channel TV shows, like Hannah Montana. I feel like my parents would laugh at me, and they still would, so if you're watching, but yeah, I remember the first time I saw like Hannah Montana on a big billboard, right when they like started shooting their like series, and I was like, what is that? That's like so annoying. Or like, I don't remember what I thought of it, but I was like, I'm not gonna watch that. And then I started watching that, and I was obsessed, and yeah, it was just my favorite show. I loved it so much. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, of course, you can't go wrong. Like, that is just my entire childhood. Like, sometimes I would rewatch it with my little brother, and I'd like stop and be like, oh, this is when this happened, and like I have like certain memories attached to certain scenes, and like I can remember myself watching it when I was younger. I don't know, do you guys have that like ingrained in your memory? But anyways, those two were my favorite. Would you rather have an American accent or a British accent? British accent 100%. What is an American accent? Is it just, well, I live in Canada, so I guess like this isn't an accent, but apparently other people with accents, like people who have British accents, this is an accent for them. Am I making sense? I've always wanted a British accent. I read this like story once where there was a family who really wanted their kid to have a British accent, so the first like years of the child's life, they talked all in a British accent, and then their kid developed a British accent. So I might have to do that, but I can't even do a British accent. I can't. I just can't. What language besides your native language would you like to be fluent in? Ooh, I thought it would ask what, like, other languages I'm fluent in. I'm fluent in Russian. That's my first language, and I'm so happy because I feel like I read somewhere that Russian is like the 3rd or 4th hardest language to learn. So I feel really like grateful to know it. What was the question? What other language would I like to be fluent in? I've always wanted to learn Spanish because it's just like such a beautiful language. I learned high school. I learned French in high school, so technically I can put on. See, I feel like my whole body is against me when I say that I learned French in high school because I don't know French. I have like a French certificate after high school, so technically I can write that on my resume that I'm bilingual, like no French, but if you like would talk to me in French, I wouldn't be able to talk back to you, but I can I feel like I can understand it, like especially when I read it. Do you spell the color as gray, G-R-E-Y, or G-R-A-Y? G-R-E-Y. I don't like G-R-A-Y. Like, who does that? I feel like I'm very like grammar Nazi-ish. Like, I'll always like see spelling errors or the wrong use of your. Oh, that just like boils my blood. Like the wrong use of your or like U apostrophe R-E. Like, come on, it's the simplest things. So yeah, I always just notice that right off the bat. Like your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender. Ooh, like Kareen. My parents did want to name me like Carolina or Katrina, but then they just like both at the same time were like Karina, and then they both loved it, and then here I am to this day. So yeah, I like my name. It's just, it was supposed to always be with a C, like it's spelled with it was always supposed to be with a K, but it's spelled with a C. So I've always wanted to change it to a K, but then I feel like if I do, it will like change such a huge part of my identity. Yeah, so. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Are you kidding me? If you've never seen Finding Nemo, I don't know if we can be friends. Can you whistle? I can't like do tunes and whistling, you know, like I feel like there are people like my dad who can like go up and down. I don't know how you do that when you whistle. What's the last compliment you got? Oh, that's such a cute question. I think it's just when my friends compliment me on my writing, like on an Instagram caption, and like when they're really supportive over that. is just the best feeling ever, and I think those are the best compliments ever too. So, how old were you when you found out that Santa wasn't real? This is a really good one. I remember I don't know how old I was. I remember wanting this, like, I think it was a Rubik's Cube that I wanted for New Year's. And then I told my parents about it, and then we went to, like, the store once, and I was like, please, can you buy me this? Like, I really want it. And they're like, oh, maybe, like, Santa Claus will get it for you. And then I was just, like, so upset. I'm like, how is Santa Claus supposed to know that, like, I really want this? And so New Year's came along, because we kind of exchange gifts on New Year's. We don't really do anything for Christmas. New Year's came along, and I opened my present, and it was literally exactly what I wanted, like the Rubik's Cube and, like, I think it was a telephone. And then like, the wheels in my head started turning, and I was like, this is a little suspicious. And then I got it right away. I was like, you're Santa Claus. My life has been a lie, but that's when I knew. And everything since then went downhill. Joking, but low-key not joking. I think that's all I'm going to answer for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I was, like, coherent in the way I was speaking. I think I'm just, like, jumpy because I'm very, like, hyper. I didn't eat a lot of food this morning, and I just, you know, drank coffee, so I feel like I'm a little hyper. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you would like more of these kind of videos. I'm going to try my best to keep uploading, like, on a schedule or something. So I just have so many ideas, but anyways, thank you for the support. Thank you for loving me, and subscribe if you're new, and hit the bell if you want to be notified, and like my video if you really like it. And I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.